Hello friends, how are you all? In this video, I'm going to tell you about elements of art. There are 7 elements of art. These elements are used in every drawing and coloring. Without these, you won't be able to make a perfect drawing. Alright. Basically, they are the basic building blocks of any design and composition. That can be any drawing, the sketch we make, or any painting. Even the bigger paintings or small paintings, we need to use these elements of art. So they are line, color, value, shape, forms, space, and texture. But when we use them in our drawing, they are used in another order. That is line. First we draw a line, then we create a shape, then the form is created, then we have to see the space, then we can give the texture, then we can use the color and the value. And the value that I have already explained in my one of my video, that is already there, that is value. I'll share that link in the chat box also, in the description box also, where you can see what is about the value. All right. In this video, I will tell you about the first element of art, that is line. And there are several types of lines, there are characteristics of lines which you will find in this video, and then I will draw something where all the different lines are used. All right. If we talk about lines, they are of two general types. Let me explain about that. First is the line of free action that we create just aimlessly, randomly, and we don't think while drawing any line. All right. And the another is a sketchy action which produces line that seems to convey some emotion, some activity, and vitality. All right. These lines I will be explaining on my screen also. These are thick lines, thin lines, dotted lines, dashes, and the blurry line. These are the characteristics of a line. When these thick line is used, we usually use it for width, thick, thin, tapering, and uneven lines. They are used basically for the width of some form. And when we want to use some length, they are also used as long lines, short lines, continuous lines, and broken lines. If we want to use a line in any direction, like horizontal, vertical, diagonal, curving, perpendicular, oblique, parallel, radial, zigzag, so that definitely use this element only. Okay, without this element, we cannot use these different types of lines in different directions. All right. Another characteristic of line is the focus. When we want to show a focus, we can use the sharp lines, we can use the blurry lines, fuzzy and choppy as well. Then is the feeling. When we want to show some feeling, then we can use sharp, jagged, graceful and smooth lines there. Here I will tell you that the lines which are used in the basic drawing techniques, that are hatching, they are straight lines. However, the hatching is a technique that is used to shade by drawing a series of parallel lines. These lines are used in hatching, mostly go in the same direction for defined area. When hatching is used, the line do not cross over each other, although the cross hatching can be used in the combination with hatching. Next is cross hatching. Cross hatching is just like the hatching, except the lines cross over each other. The more the lines cross, the darker is the value. Then there is a random lines. Random lines are that we use randomly in any direction with free of action. That is exactly it is. There is no such specific that we have to draw the straight, we have to draw in another direction like zigzag or kind of. It is you can draw in any direction in any movement of hand. That is the random lines, which is the easiest one. Stippling is when we use countless dots with our pen or brush to create the value of the drawing. Then is cross contour. Contour sketches are also called the continuous line sketches. It is because the sketch is drawn with one continuous line, drawing outlines, and defining value areas. In this way, we have some more lines that are corrugated lines, that also we call zigzag line also, a side stroke, and the short lines, long lines, tonal grading. These lines are also used as outlines when we make lines by the edge of an object. We use it contour lines also, as I've said earlier also, that these lines that describe the shape of an object and its interior detail. And another one is the gesture lines that are energetic and catch the movement and gestures of an active figure. And other is the sketch lines. When we make the sketches, we have to capture the appearance of an object or the impression of a place. Then another is very different. The way the lines are used are the calligraphic lines that convey precise, elegant handwriting. Gives an immense effect of our poster drawing, which are mostly used in the banners, which are used in some quotations. All right, this is different kind of lines which are used in our drawings, that are used in elegant handwriting or lettering done by hand, and also artwork that has flowing lines like an elegant handwriting. And the last but not the least, the implied lines that are not actually drawn but created by a group of objects seen. Here you can see on my screen that I am drawing an elephant face before you, where I will be using particularly the element of art, a line. And I'm going to use the different lines that we have discussed earlier. You can find all the types of lines here in this element. I will decorate this elephant face with these different lines. All right, to start creating this elephant face, first we can draw it and then we can outline it with the black color or black pen, and then we can start filling the different patterns of lines. These patterns I have drawn before you when I was telling you about the different types of lines and characteristics of lines. If we see our lines, we can also say that it defines a space, creates an outline or patterns, imply movement or textures. Likewise, we can also draw some other animal also, and some birds or anything other we want to draw by using these different lines and patterns. These lines are not just used here in this form particularly, but yes, if we see that in mandala art we use different patterns, we use different lines that I have described earlier, the like the straight lines, the broken lines, the continuous lines, the zigzag lines, etc. So these are differently used in the mandala art. And secondly, it also been used in zentangle and the mehendi that we put on our hands. There also we find different designs, different patterns of lines. So from this, if we see that the element of art, the line is so important, is so used in almost all the drawings, all the sketches, paintings, etc. Here you can see that on this elephant face I have used straight lines, I have used thick thin lines, and then I have used the broken lines, short lines. Here I have used different shapes also, that you can see the diamond shape I have used on the forehead of the elephant face, where I have filled one area with the zigzag lines, and then the dots on the second part of the line, and then I have used the thick lines in the center. Now you can see that I am using the stippling technique of drawing. That means the dotted technique, that I'm using the dots to fill the patterns. It is looking so beautiful. And when we see the dots, we can assume that the varying density and the distribution of the dots determines the depth of tone in this face of elephant. If we increase the dots, it will show the darker effect, and that means the higher the concentration of dots, the darker is the value. And if we use the less dots, if we make give a space in between the dots, the lighter will be the value, and that means that area will be lighter as compared to the area where we have put so many dots. Stippling may be time consuming, but it allows the artist to have complete control over the application of value, which can produce highly realistic results. Application of value means that when we create the 3D effect, when we are creating the different tones of shades, light tone, middle tone, and dark tone. Now in this part I have used dark lines, and before that I have used the cross hatching also. Just besides this part you can see the cross hatching technique I have used, the design of cross hatching I have already used. And now the another ear where you will find that I am using the short lines or broken lines, which gives the decorative effect to the ears of elephant. Now the another shape of diamond you will find here, obviously the another pattern, that is hatching. Here I'm using the hatching technique, the straight lines, which give, I just wanted to show how the different lines can be used to decorate any form, whatever we want to draw, whatever we wish to draw. It means in the whole the drawing you will find different lines like random lines, hatching, cross hatching, stippling, cross contours, broken lines, continuous lines. Everything has been used here, and we can fill it with different patterns, whatever we want to. That increase our concentration, that increase our focus to make the beautiful artwork. And definitely, we think so much differently while using different patterns. Now I have described most of the points that comes under the element of art line, and these elements are very important, and I will come up with the principles of art also. So before drawing anything we should have the basic knowledge of fundamentals of art and elements of art and the principles of art and nature. Now after filling all the patterns in the face of this elephant, we can outline the whole sheet to give the border, dark border, which will highlight the face, and it gives the completeness to the face of the elephant and gives the balance in the artwork. All right, thank you everyone. Now don't forget to subscribe my channel and watch my videos. Any comments you want to share, anything you want to know more, just put in the chat box and let me know. I'll definitely answer to your questions. Thank you so much.